So although times have certainly changed, polio hasn't.
Good spaghetti, dear. Sweetheart, it's all in the wrist. Sweetheart?
Polio, all natural for over 80 years.
Sweetheart.
I'm allergic to certain dogs.
Dust, pollen, air, pollution.
Knowing what you're allergic to can help you deal with it. Tonight at 5, Stormfield reports on tests for allergies.
Then at 6.
Medical experts now calling AIDS the most significant epidemic of this century.
You can't do the kind of research that needs to be done without the proper support.
AIDS is a killer, and we all must be ready to fight.
A Target 7 report.
Watch Eyewitness News plus allergies.
And AIDS tonight.
War Game screening, 7:30 tonight.
Hi.
Sit down for a minute.
Look, I know what you're going to say. I went to the video disco last night to see if I could find Preacher. He wasn't there, so I went to his home. He wasn't there, so I waited around for a little while, and then I came back
Well,
here.
I can't honestly say I'm unhappy he was out.
Well, Miles, I think that you should be, because Preacher is somebody I care about, and he's somebody that I want in my life.
Why?
Look, I don't have to explain that. They're my own feelings, my own personal and private feelings.
All right, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
Wait a second. I'm just going to go upstairs to my room and think
Mrs. Goodman is cleaning your room.
Well, so much for my exit line.
Joe, look, come...
Dear Johnny, I know this will be a big surprise to you after all these years, but I'm in Monticello and would like to see you. Actually, I need to see you, John. I got a little trouble, and I sure could use your help. Your loving daddy, Del Emerson. This is Father. This is from Preacher's father.
The Edge of Night is brought to you by All Vegetable Crisco. Crisco makes pie crust flaky. And by new Lemon Fresh Joy, for a beautiful shine without towel drying.
A grand slam.
It was after the game when the Bridge Club discovered something beautiful.
Alice, your dishes shine.
Without towel drying.
Oh, what a joy.
Oh, this and smells lemony, too.
Jeff Hill discovered it when he came to dry.
Hey, Amy, how could dishes look so shiny when I haven't dried?
Mom switched to Lemon Fresh Joy, because we'd usually get spots with our other brand.
You mean Joy lets dishes dry?
Practically spot-free, without a towel.
Watch, other leading brands can dry, leaving dirty-looking spots. Joy's unique anti-spotting formula lets dishes dry practically spot-free, down to the shine.
Fantastic shine.
Without a towel.
What a joy.
Discover Lemon Fresh Joy for a beautiful shine without a towel.
When I'm sitting at your table, I'm as happy as can be. Your good cooking is enough to satisfy. There's some good country singers in my family, and some great Crisco cooks. Like my Aunt Edna. She says Crisco makes her spicy apple muffins light and fluffy. And my cousin Martha says her onion rings don't taste greasy.
Aunt Loretta, you gotta tell me how you made these turnovers.
Honey, it all started with a Crisco crust. Then I mix up my apples, cranberries, and cinnamon. I scoop it in the crust and bake. Then I put on the icing. The crust is so flaky.
Look for other great Crisco recipes right here in Crisco's new cookbook. Details are on every can.
You've certainly gone through a lot to get the phone book, haven't you, Mr. Cameron?
Just keep playing, Devereaux.
Was it really necessary to kill Patricia?
It was necessary to kill all of them, including Whitney's maid, Nora Fulton, who overheard my phone conversation and found out that I was a double agent. You see, Mr. Devereaux, in my business, the stakes are very high. Fate of millions hangs in the balance. We have to be prepared to take a life, just as we have to be prepared to give one up. I had to kill all of them. There was no other way. Why have you stopped?
Only one move remains.
Well, then make it, man.
And what happens then? I haven't seen anybody deliver the $1 million for the list.
You know, Mr. Devereaux, I can easily make the last move myself.
No doubt.
That makes you rather expendable, doesn't it?
But what about our deal?
You thought we had a deal, Devereaux. We didn't.
Oh, dear. And to think of what I could have done with $1 million.
Make the last move.
Now, that would be suicide. You understand my reluctance. Why don't I allow you the privilege?
Well, then, we'll have to be saying goodbye, Devereaux. I'm truly sorry it had to end this way.
Don't you want to be sure that the last move produces the program and the phone book?
All right. Over there. Come on. Slowly. Just be sure you don't make one false move, Devereaux. That's a good fellow. Now, for the end of a quest. Queen to Bishop 3.
I gave you one final chance to show some common decency. And you turned me down. Checkmate, Mr. Cameron.
You see, Mr. Devereaux, in my business, the stakes are very high. Fate of millions hangs in the balance. We have to be prepared to take a life, just as we have to be prepared to give one up. I had to kill all of them. There was no other way.
Hello, operator. I'd like to place an international call, please. Yes, to the United States.
Stay for dinner.
I stayed for breakfast.
Stay.
Well, my resistance is weakening.
Come on, we'll have got to set the table in here. We'll have fire in the fireplace, candlelight, music. Maybe just like a real date.
A date? I'm standing right here. How can it be a date?
Don't move. I know that I'm not giving you very much notice, and that you have very many admirers, but I was wondering perhaps if you're free, you might have dinner with me.
Why, I would love to, Mr. Whitney.
No A1 for my hamburger? Miss, A1 steak sauce, please. Imagine a great place like this without A1 on the table.
Yeah.
You need A1 to make a steak burger.
I sure do.
After all, what is hamburger? Chopped ham, it's chopped steak. And A1 has special herbs and spices created for steak. So A1 makes hamburgers taste like steak burgers.
I know, that's why I have it at home.
So why settle for less when you eat out?
You're right.
Miss, A1, please. A1 makes hamburgers taste like steak burgers.
Ask for A1 at your favorite restaurant.
I love the honest sweet taste of Kellogg's Mini Wheats. But the frosting side agrees with the little kid in me.
To the wholesome wheat, I happily say, I do. But the little girl in me loves the frosting, too.
Kellogg's regular and apple frosted mini wheat cereals. Now we've added even more apple taste.
Crunchy shredded wheat is really on the ball, but the frosting side tastes mighty good to guys who don't think small.
I'm sorry, Mr. Whitney, really,
It's all right, Gunther. We're engaged to be married.
Yes, sir, I understand.
Do you want something, Gunther?
Yeah, well, I kind of hate to bring it up right now.
Force yourself.
Yes, sir. Well, Mr. Whitney, it's like this. See, now, Spencer used to write out my paychecks, but seeing as he's at the bottom of the river...
Oh, payday, huh? Yeah, well, I guess I can manage that. I saw a checkbook around here someplace. Excuse me.
Good. Yes, sir. I really do appreciate this, Mr. Whitney.
Gunther, it's my pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you'll notice, I am giving you a 20% bonus.
Bonus?
In honor of our happy occasion.
Why, that's just great, sir. Yes, sir. What happy occasion is that?
Our marriage.
Oh, right. Hey, I'm sorry, Mrs. Devereaux. I mean, Miss Alexander. There's been so many of them lately, I lost track.
Is something wrong, Gunther?
Well, Miss Whitney, it's like this. See, now, poor old Spence...
Yeah, at the bottom of the river, yeah.
Yes, sir, that's right. You see, actually, now, before he took his last dive, so to speak, actually gave me a raise.
A raise?
Yes, sir. Well, I mean, he had control of all your financial transactions, and he was seeing how hard I was working, how dedicated I was to the job, and...
Well, do you have any proof of this, Gunther? A letter or anything?
No, sir. I mean, see, he sort of checked out kind of quick right after that, but I know you want to do the right thing.
All right. How much was the raise?
It's another $50 a month, and boy, I could sure use it.
$50, huh? Say, why didn't you mention anything about this when you were asking me for the raise the other day?
Oh, Miss Whitney, I thought you knew.
$50, there you are.
Yes, sir. Miss Whitney, it's very, very generous of you, sir.
It comes from the heart, Gunther.
Yes, sir. Heartfelt appreciation.
Nicole, I cannot tell you how happy I am to know that your ordeal is over. It was a dreadful mistake from the beginning. And I think it was monstrous that you were put through it for so long.
Well, I am glad it's over.
Of course you are.
Well, let's all sit down.
And I'm sure that you're anxious to start leading a normal life again.
She certainly is. What'd you have in mind?
I'll come right to the point. I would like to have you back at your old post as anchor for WMON News with as little delay as possible.
All right.
Geraldine,
now,
that's
hold on,
wonderful
everybody.
news.
Hold on. Now, Geraldine, I won't pretend that those weren't the exact words I was hoping you were going to say. But what about Peter Nevins? He is a terrific anchorman.
I agree, but I am the owner of the station. I gave Peter his job in the first place, and if I chose, I could take it away from him.
Oh, that wouldn't be fair. Besides, WMON's ratings have never been higher.
That's true. I'd be a fool to replace him. But it just so happens I am not a fool. It seems obvious to me that the ratings would be even more improved with you and him together as co-anchor. Now, you may feel that you don't want to share in a position that you held by yourself. I would understand, but I would be very disappointed.
Now, come on, you wouldn't want to disappoint Geraldine now, would
I have
you?
a feeling she'd be very hurt if
Come
you
on.
said
All right, you two, please. That is enough.
Same salary, of course.
Listen to that. Half the work for the same amount of money.
Miles! Come on, what do you think?
I'd love it.
One little spot of greasy dirt, most cleaners full strength could handle it. But imagine doing this whole kitchen floor straight from the bottle. I can't. For this, I clean by the bucket. It's top job. No leading liquid in a bucket tops top job on the toughest greasy dirt. It's true. Now take pine oils. They're okay full strength. But pour them in water like I do and watch. Top job cleans the toughest greasy dirt better. Fact is, oil and water don't mix like Top Job. Yet tough as it is, Top Job's still safe on no-wax floors. Look, if your greasy dirt doesn't stop at just one spot, switch to Top Job. It cleans better by the bucket.
Remember roller rinks? I always skated with my Steady Eddie and my favorite white pleated skirt, at least till creepy Jimmy Carlson started showing off.
But Mom cleaned it with Cheer and hot water. Today, I wash differently, in more warm and cold water. And Cheer knows it. That's why today's all-temperature Cheer is so tough and warm and cold. How tough? Tough enough to clean these in warm, and tough enough to clean this collar in cold, and without pre-treating. Here's that collar. Cheer cleaned it in cold without pre-treating. And these, Cheer did great in warm. See? Cheer's changed with the times. Even roller skating's changed. But I think I can adapt.
In today's cooler temperatures, you can trust today's Cheer.
I love you too much to stay. With you here, and me not being the most important thing in your life.
Oh, Ian. All right. I'll marry you.
I don't think I've ever been happier in my entire life.
We have been through a lot, haven't
We certainly have.
we? But it seems that there's still one thing missing.
Seems perfect to me.
There's something that I've been wanting to give back to you for a long time.
What is it?
Open it.
It's Jefferson Brown's ring, the one he gave me.
Well, he did buy it with my money, but he had taste.
I don't know what to say.
Well, that must be a first.
I don't.
There's only one thing I want to hear you say. One word. Will you be my wife?
Yes, I
You must have blown the lights.
I think we blew a fuse.
Whoa. You look like a mad scientist from some old horror film.
Yeah, the lights are out.
Yeah, we noticed. Maybe you should check the fuses or something, huh?
Oh, I did already. I mean, they're all okay.
Oh. Wow. Well, maybe we blew out the whole Midwestern power grid.
No, sir. The street lights are all still on. Oh, listen, don't worry about it. I'll check it out a little further.
Well, wasn't such a great kiss after all, I guess, huh?
I think we should blow out every light in this block.
I'm hoping you two are going to be partners for a long time.
Yeah, what's his name again? Egan, right? Chris Egan, right?
That's right.
So where is he?
Right in the next room.
Chief, what are you so happy about?
I'm just going to leave you two to get acquainted.
Well, a bad dude like you for a partner, we should be able to clean up this town in about a short weekend.
Ah, Detective Calvin Stoner, I believe. Chris Egan. Heard a lot about you.
Yeah, well, evidently I didn't hear enough about you. Chris is for Christine.
Afraid so.
Look, I'm sorry about what I said.
I took it as a compliment.
Good, that's exactly how I meant it. Those are some really fancy moves you got there. Is that your typical NYPD training?
Oh, a little extra practice on my own. It bother you? I'm a woman?
No, it's just a little different is all.
Everybody's told me how Damian Tyler was a hell of a cop. I have some pretty large shoes to fill.
Yeah, they didn't fit Gabler very well at all, believe me.
Yeah, I heard about him, too.
Oh, that's just terrific. You just arrived. Everybody's giving you all the information. Me, they're keeping in the dark.
Okay. Tyler isn't here, I am. Do I get a chance?
Look, Chief Mallory's told me all about your work in New York. And frankly, with your record, I should be asking you for a chance.
Now that kind of attitude I can deal with.
I may not be a very good detective, but there is one thing I'm having a little trouble figuring out right now, and that is why would you give up a career like that with NYPD for Monticello?
I needed a change. We have a case?
Oh, yeah, but there's no rush. Don't you want to unpack and settle in?
No way. Sooner I'm in the water, sooner I learn to swim.
All right. Well, we've been putting together this nice thick little file on a local fence. His name is Jake Venefra. I think we sew up one or two more loose ends. We can probably close him down.
Run something like this. You're sure he's receiving stolen property, but there's no proof he knows it's stolen.
I see you've done this before.
Once or twice.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, Venefra's always used middlemen, you know? No direct contact with any of the bent-nosed boys at all. As a matter of fact, he's been around a long time, I guess because most of his middlemen appear to be just as clean as he, but lately he's been using this dude who's got dirty fingers, you know what I mean? He's a real small-timer named E.J. Pond. I don't know why Venefra would even use him in such a class operation, but maybe he's just getting a little sloppy in his old age.
Then let's retire him.
Remember your first Kool-Aid stand? My brother made sure the whole neighborhood knew about ours. Today, my kids are in business.
Super fruity flavors!
We make Kool-Aid unsweetened with just the right amount of our sugar. Costs about a fourth the price of soda, has vitamin C.
The whole block loves it.
Just like when I was a kid.
Kool-Aid is the one for kids.
Kool-Aid brand soft drink mix.
Oh, my cooked ham has a first name, it's O-S-C-A-R. And it also has a last name, M-A-Y-E-R. With a taste like this, it has to be my favorite coconut specialty. 'Cause its middle name is plain to see, 95% fat-free.
You always get that rich whole ham flavor in every lean slice of Oscar Mayer cooked ham. 95% fat-free, 100% delicious.
On Ryan's Hope.
You were the best thing in my life. And I was a wonderful part of it.
Can Jack let go of Mary's memory for Lee? Ryan's Hope.
Weekdays.
morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I've decided I'm tired of evading all your questions about where I'm going all the time, so I'm going to try the straightforward approach and tell you.
Well, that sounds good to me.
Me too.
Good. I've been trying to reach Preacher since last night. There's been no answer at his home, and he did not show up for work at the video disco. I tried again this morning, still no answer. I think that there might be something wrong, so I'm going to go over there.
Jody, if there's something wrong, maybe you're better out of it.
Well, maybe, but I feel that I want to go over and find out, so I'm going anyway, whether you like it or not.
Jody, we can't keep you locked in your room. But we care very deeply for you. And it would kill us if you got hurt. But if you really want to go, we can't stop you.
Up to you.
Thank you. Yes, I really want to go. So don't worry about me. I'll be fine, okay? Have a good day.
She's getting herself into trouble. We got to try to help her.
Oh, Miles, what can we do?
I've got to do something. I can't just sit here. Look, I know this is wrong. I know we should probably trust her, but if she says that there is something wrong with Preacher, then you know there's something really wrong. I'm going to follow her.
Miles!
I know. I may be making things worse, but to tell you the truth, now I'm scared for her. Before, I was just concerned. Now I'm scared.
We Dutch have been famous for our beautiful tulips since the 16th century. But they are fragile and need special care, just like my skin. That's why I use your Pond's cold cream. I found even after washing with soap and water, my face wasn't thoroughly clean. But Pond's removes dirt and makeup left behind. See? It's a cleansing secret of women around the world.
Beautiful skin created by Pond's.
Okay, America, which iced tea is the great taste that refreshes you most?
Clearly Nestea.
Splash full, icy cold.
Clearly Nestea.
Wet, crisp, clean, brisk.
Right is Nestea.
Splish splash.
A tall glass.
A taste blast.
Clearly Nestea. Clearly Nestea.
Cold drink, clean, clean, jumping, Nestea. Nestea, Nestea.
Clearly Nestea.
Ice cubes, next foods.
Clearly Nestea.
This is David Hartman. Tomorrow on Good Morning America, all the news and weather. Also Tony Perkins and Julia Child, plus Doris Day and Rock Hudson together. Friday, Bob Hope. Next week, Richard Burton on Good Morning America.
Tonight, Roy Rogers saddles up and leads a posse of Western heroes to save Colt from a gang of modern-day rustlers on The Fall Guy. Then they stole her innocence and murdered her man. Now she's got nothing to live for but revenge. Lonnie Anderson in Sizzle, an ABC movie special.
Nation's capital, a city filled with important and impressive institutions, symbols of America that are known around the world. And of all the institutions in Washington, one of the most respected is David Brinkley. Watch ABC's World News Tonight with David Brinkley.
When we created Le Tigre for men, we created more than great sportswear. We just may have created a monster.
Good afternoon, I'm Ernie Anastas. Coming up today at 5 o'clock, The Return of the Jedi, the new Star Wars movie opening today. Fans lining up for a week and finally getting to see the film. We will be with them live, and we'll also have this for you.
A day to remember the nation's missing children, to think of ways to prevent kidnapping. I'm Julie Eckert, and I'll have that story.
Also live, members of the Grucci family who staged last night's fireworks spectacular in Brooklyn. They'll tell us all about the big fight.